jazz hands.
Please subscribe and please leave a comment. Let me know if you liked this video.
Hey, how are you? So today we're going to be relieving some of the stress, anxiety, panic, or depression that you might be feeling. And you might be feeling all of it. A lot of us are. Of course, this is a really strange time that we're living in politically and pandemically. And just this is all with all of the things that you already were bringing to the table. Maybe you have relationship struggles, or you have trauma from childhood, or whatever. So we have a lot of stress that we're working with already, and then we keep piling it on in 2020 and 2021. So there are things that we can do, though, to relieve a lot of that, if not all of that tension that we're feeling. Now, before we begin, I would love for you to like, to comment, to subscribe. Those three things are like oxygen to me. They help me to be motivated to create more videos, and it also makes me feel really good that you want to stay connected, and I would love for you to stay connected with me. In fact, below in the description, you're going to see a sign up where you can sign up to get on my weekly list where I give out free tips and strategies and some insider tips and strategies as well that you're not going to see on the YouTube channel. So let's get started. Okay, first of all, I want you to understand more about your heart. Your heart is not just symbolic. So when you say you feel like you have a broken heart over something that has happened to you, or when your heart feels full when something is wonderful in your life, that is real. It's not just symbolic. And so the heart is really interesting. It is neural, and a lot of people don't know that. And this was something that was found in the late 60s, early 70s. And it's really not talked about a whole lot because a lot of people don't understand it. And it seems a little far-fetched, but it's not. So the heart has neural activities. At any one time, there's about 40,000 neural impulses happening that are sending information to the brain and also taking information from the brain. So the heart and the brain are really closely connected. So when you're feeling sorrow, or when you're feeling any kind of emotion and you're feeling that heaviness or fullness in your heart, or if you have anger and you're feeling your heart really racing, or whatever you're feeling, that is actually happening. There's emotion happening in the heart center as well as in the brain and the whole body. What is also interesting is that the heart is not just an organ. In the early 80s, the heart was actually classified also as a hormonal gland. Your heart is center stage in your emotions. Heart is also very sensory. So when we have different feelings, when we have different types of intuition, we're very aware of it in our heart and soul, we say, right? And this is important for you to recognize. We're going to be getting into the exercise in 1 minute, but I wanted to explain some of this to you so that you really have a deeper understanding on how powerful this next exercise can be. Now, the heart is also very energetic. We know this because the tests that they run on hearts are very energetic based, right? EKGs and so forth. So we know that the heart is an energy. Now the heart also has an energy that actually goes outside of the body. So this has been definitely studied, and it is a thing, okay? It's not just something that's, just woo-woo out there. It is scientifically noted that the heart has an energy that expands outside of the body. So if you are close to someone, or you walk into a room and you feel the tension in the room, yeah, some of it might be body language, and some of it might be, different things that you feel or perceptions about certain people that might play into it. But some of it is going to be that heart energy. And if someone has a lower heart energy, or there's depression, or there's other types of emotions that are in the lower level, and I don't mean lower level like they are below you. It's really that they are in a lower depressive or maybe angry level. You're going to potentially sense that. Sometimes we feel like someone is a kindred spirit because they're really on the same frequency that we are. It doesn't always mean that that person is someone you should keep in your life. So sometimes they're at a lower frequency and you might be gravitating at a lower frequency, and we need to address that. So we're going to work on really raising our heart vibration and working on releasing some anxiety, some depression, and some tension. So what I want you to do first is I want you to focus on breathing. Now, we're not going to go into affirmations per se. An affirmation is something that you want to affirm for yourself. So that is basically very, very self-help. And while very good, I want you to think of it as validations rather than affirmations. Affirmations are words that you can say that feel a little bit like hope, where a validation is something where I want you to really embody it. It's something that's already within you, and I want you to embody that. So we're going to be focusing on validations. I want you to think of something that you don't want in your life right now, because this is where we're going to bring some of the EMDR. Now, if you don't know what EMDR is, there is more information below on that. I don't want to waste time explaining it right now. But EMDR is something where we need to look at what is it that you don't want in your life and what is it that you do want in your life. Okay, so if what you don't want is some type of pain or some type of anxiety or depression or whatever it is that's going on. Maybe you're having memories of something that is very uncomfortable for you, or you're in a relationship where you're really struggling. Well, I want you to think of that. I'm going to give you a positive general validation, but you can make this any validation that you want. Okay, so you don't have to use the one that I'm going to give you right now. So let's just say you're having some kind of pain, and what you want to feel is some type of peace and calm. So your validation is that you know what peace and calm feels like on some level, so that is validating, right? You have felt that before in some way. So I want you to validate that you understand peace and calm, even if you've observed it. And so that is a validation. It's not a hope. It's not an affirmation. It's not something way in the future. It is something right now. Okay, so what we're going to do is rub our hands together, and I want you to get your hands nice and warm. And as you are rubbing your hands together, you are stimulating the left-right brain right now. And I want you to focus on peace and calm. And that is a validation. You have it within you, and we're all in the same boat. Okay, we all want more peace and calm in our lives. You might want something a little different, and that's okay. So I want you to go ahead and just say whatever that is, have that in your mind. Keep your hands going back and forth. Let me see if I can back up a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing, because this is important. So while you're doing that, I want you to now tap all the fingers together, okay? Tapping all of the fingers together, kind of in an open lotus, I want you to just focus on peace and calm. Now, as I was saying, the heart is very energetic, okay? And you might be in a lower heart space or a very high heart space if you're very anxious. Your heart might be going, and when I say heart, I don't necessarily mean your blood pressure or heartbeats per minute. I mean the energy of the heart. So you might be going quickly or slowly or high or low, and that might mean that you're in a little bit of a depression, a funk where you're having a hard time getting motivated, or you might be very anxious where you can't sit still or you can't keep your mind from racing. You might go back and forth, and most people do when they're stressed. So keep the hands going. And so when you're there, you're in incoherence, it's called. It means that there's fluctuations that are not serving you. I want us to get into coherence right now. And so we're going to be focusing on the center of the heart. Keep your hands going. The center of the heart. So the heart is actually over here, but we're focusing on heart center. We're focusing on all of the energy around the heart. And so as we're doing that, we are focusing on breathing and just the circulation around the heart. Bring your mind to the heart, not so much to the lungs, not to the whole body like we might do in meditation or yoga. This is actually something that is scientifically proven. It is double-blind study. It is something that is very valid and documented. So I want you to focus on the visualization of bringing more energy to the heart center. And while you're doing that, you can now take 2 fingers and you're going to start just rubbing gently at the temples, okay? Now I know in my other video, I kind of went more one side than the other, and so I'm gonna do everything with you as I'm explaining it, and we're gonna do the whole thing together. So we're just gonna do this right here, and now we're going to open the hands so that they're nice and flat, and you're gonna do a little bit of a karate chop here. And as you're karate chopping here, so we're adding some tapping with our EMDR. And someone in the past asked me how and where is the EMDR in this? And whenever we're using left-right brain or left-right visualizations, which I'm actually doing with you right now. So I have my hands already to one side, and then I'm bringing them to another side. So this is why I wanted your eyes open, because I wanted you to be able to go back and forth with the eyes. So you're going to be watching me. I might get a little bit of a workout here because I'm going to be moving, but you're going to be watching my hands, okay? So we're going to be doing the karate chopping. So you're going to do this with me as you're watching me. So you're going to get the physical and the energetic because you're doing the movements, and you're going to get the EMDR a little bit with me because you're watching. So we're going back and forth, and I'm not going to always be telling you when we're going back and forth. I'm not going to be saying, okay, now we're going to do this. It's not an exercise class. I want you to watch and follow along, and I want you to be really engaged. And sometimes if I tell you too much, you're going to be more passive. So I don't want you to be passive in this. I want you to be really active, where you have to pay attention, because when you're paying attention, you're engaged and you're more energetic. And you're energetic in a very coherent way, which is going to decrease your anxiety. And that is the name of the game here, decreasing anxiety, stress, and depression. So we're going to bring those karate chops back and forth, and we're just going to keep doing this. And we're going to focus again on peace and calm. And I know that a lot has happened to you in your childhood, in your relationships, in the world right now. But you know what? We understand peace and calm, right? We can understand that. One karate chop on each side. And we're going back and forth with the karate chops and knowing peace, calm, You might be looking for love, respect, peace, calm, love, respect, peace, calm. Keep that going. Stop, 2 fingers up. And I want you to just open peace signs. So I want you to keep doing that. And that's going to feel a little different. Now you're only going to be following me right now. You can follow me with your eyes, but I also want you to try this. This might be a little hard for you, a little challenging. If it is, you can just go like this, like cutting into the sky, okay? Or just going up and down, okay? Whatever you want to do, this is just bringing in left, right, peace, calm. Bring your hands together into prayer. Now I know that you have gone through a lot in your life. We all have, and I feel like male, female, whoever you are, however you identify, whatever you're feeling, I want you to bring your hands to heart center. And in heart center, open like a lotus, so it opens like this, and I want you to breathe into that. Thumbs go to heart center, focusing on the space around your heart and breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, out. I'm making my breathing a little bit more noisy just so you can hear it. In, out, in, out. Bring the fingertips together. Bring 2 fingers together. Take one hand and cross it over to the other side and tap. And tap. Just a little bit. It doesn't matter how often. Watch what I'm doing too as you're doing it, okay? Bringing your eyes left and right and focusing on peace and calm. Together, peace and calm. Now gently, fingertips under the eyes, just under the eyes where you might put some eye cream. But now we're going to do some natural eye cream because it's called happiness. And when you move the lymphatic fluid and you focus on peace and calm and love and respect, you're going to actually look better because you're feeling better. And a lot of what we think of as negative image is really what we're feeling inside. And so when we look in the mirror, we're not seeing us as we are, we're seeing ourselves as we feel. And so I want you to keep going into there and moving the lymph around. Now staying at not quite the temple, but right at the top of the cheekbone and tapping wherever your natural cheekbone. So my natural cheekbone is in here, but I want you to go into your natural cheekbone all the way. Now move up to the corners of the nose. And I have a larger nose, so yours might look a lot cuter right now, but just keep doing it. And you're just going to keep focusing on tapping up the bridge of the nose. Now with one finger going into that inner eye area and tapping, going up to the eyebrows and around the eyes, okay? And as you're there, focusing on peace and calm, love and respect, because you deserve it, damn it. You deserve it. So keep going around and focusing on love and respect and peace and calm. Bringing down to the back of that jawbone, wherever it naturally falls for you, and tapping gently. Tapping until you get into the chin and coming back up, letting the head drop. Coming up and down and coming up and down. And now you're going to take one hand out like you're holding a platter, and you're going to bring the other hand around and just hold. Now, as you're doing this, this hand might start to feel heavy. I want you just to allow yourself to feel that heaviness and keep tapping around and tap back around to the other side and switch. Let this hand be heavy and come around and tap. Let the heaviness of this hand be there and keep coming around. Hold both hands out. Bring them a little bit towards me and just hold. And focus on your heart. Imagine right now that you're sending out not only loving kindness, but you're sending out the very things that you need in your life. You're sending out peace. You're sending out calm. You're sending love. And you're sending respect. Now, as you're sending this out, your energy, remember how I said our energy, our heart energy comes out beyond us. So you're really holding into the area that is measured for most people, where the heart area will come to the most. So as you're sending this out, you're catching it and you're bringing it back in. And hold over your heart. Now, I can't go all the way because I have my microphone there. I'm going to go a little higher. I want you to go down a little bit, but I want you to hold over your heart. I want to make sure I don't block the mic there. Hold over your heart and breathe in. Bring your hands out again. Love and respect and peace and calm, and bring it back in. Bring it out and bring it in. Out and in. Now one hand, and you're going to have to move around here. Now this is something that I actually learned from a friend of mine that lives on the other coast, on the West Coast, and she does EMDR with her therapist, and what they do is they bring the hands together and cross the arms and go back and forth. So I would like you to do that, but we're going to add something here. We're going to add our heart breathing. So when I'm stopping here, you keep going. So it looks like this. And when you're doing that, your heart breathing, as your arms are crossed, it's coming right into the heart center. And then I want you to move it over to the heart, wherever that is. I mean, you might be seeing this a little backwards, but move it right into the heart area, wherever that is for you, if you're looking at this backwards, or if you were born with your organs on a different side of the body, which some people are, you're going to move that heart energy to wherever your heart is. So the hands are at the shoulders and tapping lightly. Now I want you to kind of make a little claw, and I want you to tap deeply now. Go harder with that tapping, and now I want you to focus on peace and calm, and breathe into that peace and calm. Now if you have higher blood pressure, or if you have diabetes too, or you have other issues that might be coming from tension or stress, what can happen is the inflammation in our body and the emotions in our body bring us to incoherence energetically. And that is where a lot of, keep going with that is where a lot of the dysfunction begins with some of the medical issues that we have. Not all, but some. Now I'm not saying that you're going to tap or breathe or even heart math and breathe your stress away. You're not going to EMDR your medical issues away. And I'm not saying that you should not be working with your doctor. However, what I want you to do is honor that you might be able to back up and regress some of the pain that has happened to your body, and you might want to open the fingers now. And you might want to just toy with the fact that you might be able to lower your blood pressure, or kick that diabetes, or get rid of some of the tension types of medical issues that you've had, and you're going to be working on some of the emotional stuff as well. Stopping here, jazz hands. And so here with the jazz hands, stretch those hands out. Relax them, stretch them out, relax them. Bring your hands up, and I want you to bring one hand over to your face and just cup your face. One hand is up. Bring that hand to your shoulder. It's like a hug and a caress at the same time. When is the last time, if any, that someone hugged and caressed you? Maybe it was recently, maybe never. But right now you're giving yourself the peace, the calm, and the energy that you need. And release and go to the other side. And you're holding here. So when we touch our own faces, we actually help boost oxytocin. So this isn't just symbolic or just something silly that I want you to do. This is actually helping to boost your oxytocin. And release here, palms together. Thumbs go to heart center. Breathing here, rolling the shoulders. And now I want you to think again of that thing that you don't want in your life. And I want you to understand, keeping your hands in heart center, I want you to understand that thing that you don't want in your life, or the thing that you need to overcome, the thing that's giving you pain. It is doable. It is doable to look at it in a different way. It is doable to address it in a different way. And that's what we're going to work on more. So I have more down below for you. Stay in this heart, because we're not done yet. Stay in this heart-centered prayer. But I have more below for you that we're going to work on. So what you didn't know is that I have a little bit of a workbook for you. So you're going to see a link below. You don't have to sign up to anything. There's going to be a link below for you to check it out. There's some questions and a little exercise for you to do. You can even do this video again. So breathing here and focusing on the energy of your heart and how powerful your heart is, not just as an organ, but as an energetic entity within you that is independent, with 40,000 neurons firing off, giving your brain messages, activating different areas of your body to fight, flight, flee, stay still, be in love, be in fear. There's a lot going on with your heart. And sometimes if you think back to really uncomfortable situations or experiences, you might think that you still feel that void or that emptiness within your chest or your heart. And that's a really real feeling. So whenever you feel that emptiness, I want you to breathe energy into it. And whenever you feel too nervous and too excited, I want you to go to your EMDR that we did. And I want you to also go into that breathing that we did as well. And you need to have that visualization, because the visualization is a thought. And here we are, energetic beings, and our thoughts become reality. And so if you can honor and say, hey heart, I know you're there, I'm thinking of you, your heart has neurons and it knows. So honoring your heart self, honoring that heart energy, and allowing it to be more connected to you. You know, maybe when you were a child, it was very connected to you, and maybe something happened to you as you got older, or maybe you do feel very connected to your heart and you just want to amp it up a little bit.